As a compulsive and impulsive spender in the past, I've spent way too much money buying stuff that I really don't need and filling my house with belongings that, quite frankly, are now just feeling very cluttered. And I'm in that stage of life where the time has come to have a really good think about the things I buy and the things I want to let go of. So in this video, I want to share 15 things. It was 30, but I realised if I do 30 things, I get less than a minute on each to tell you about them, and it's going to be a long video. So this is part one of 30 things that I am no longer willing to buy or keep. And I hope you'll enjoy it, because as I head into 2025, my life is changing considerably. I'm just retiring at the age of 58 at the moment, 59 next month. And I feel this is a really good time in my life to think about the things that are important to me, the things I don't need, and the things I'm just not willing to buy or keep anymore. So I hope you'll enjoy it. But before I kick off, I just want to say that these are just things that I personally don't want to hang on to anymore. And I am in no way suggesting that it's wrong to keep things or that there's something fundamentally wrong about buying the things that you love and things that you like. You know, we all get to choose. So please don't think in any way I'm telling you what to do. I'm just sharing what I want to do to try and simplify life as I head into my 60s and hopefully lead a less cluttered, simpler, more enjoyable life perhaps. So part of the reason for this, as much as I want to declutter, is because as I am retiring, my income is going down considerably. I have a pension from many years working for the civil service, but I took that early, so it's not my full pension, and I don't get a state pension for another 10 years, nearly 10 years. So I really need to think about the fact that with less money to spend, I need to be a lot more intentional about what I buy. So there's that reason, I guess, for why I want to do this. The other thing is I find it actually quite stressful having so much stuff around me. I'm not the world's tidiest person. My ADHD means I am prone to being messy, not very organised, not very disciplined. And I think the less stuff that I have, the fewer items of clutter around the house, the better, because it'll make my life less stressful and easier. I also think that I've got to a point in life where I don't want to be adding to the stuff going into landfill. I want to do as much as I possibly can to reduce my environmental impact. I know I'm limited to how far I can go with that, but if we work on the assumption of every little helps, then maybe some of the changes that I'm going to be making will just help to do my little bit to help save the planet. So welcome if you're here for the first time. I'm Bev. I'm a 58, nearly 59-year-old woman. I've just closed a business which I've been running for the last 7 years after working for a very, very long time. Since the age of 16, in fact, I've been working in an employed role, most of that for the Ministry of Defence. But my husband Mark and I have made the decision to start to wind things down from a work point of view and start to enter what I recently heard called our go-go years. I'll do another video about the go-go, the no-go and the slow-go, wrong way around, years. If you've not come across that term, it really meant a lot to me when I heard it, and I'll do another video about that. Okay, number one, the first thing I'm giving up is work. Now, I've worked, as I said, since I was 16 years old, and even when I had my children, I took the minimum amount of statutory maternity leave that I could take and got back to work straight away. So going back to work was really important to me, and work is important to me. And even going into retirement, I'm fairly certain there is still work that I want to do. It just won't be necessarily paid work, although I might do a little bit just to keep my hand in. But ultimately, I'm giving up the stress of work. And by the stress of work, what I mean is the stress of running my own business, being on somebody else's timetable, having to do all of the back end stuff that running a business involves, and actually just choosing to do work that I want to do. That might be creating videos like this for YouTube, which is work. It does take work, but it's an enjoyable form of work without any pressure. So yeah, work is one of the things that I'm giving up as I head into 2025. Number 2, this is a bit, talk about random, but recipe books. I've recently got rid of all of my recipe books. I had dozens of the things, and they sat on shelves in the kitchen and they never ever got looked at. And nowadays it's just so easy, isn't it, to go onto Google, put in some ingredients, see what recipes come up, and you don't have to have mountains of books on the shelf. So recipe books are something that I'm giving up completely. They have gone. They went to the charity shop a couple of months ago, and I shan't be buying anymore. Number 3, hair conditioner. I have given up using hair conditioner completely after years of using it. And I didn't think I would ever be able to give it up, especially since my hair is now naturally grey, white, whatever you want to call it. And it's a bit more coarse than it used to be. And the first time I stopped using hair conditioner, it did feel a little bit strange. But I haven't used hair conditioner now for over 6 months, and I haven't seen any negative impact on my hair, whether that's sort of managing my hair, drying my hair, the condition of my hair. None of it has had a negative effect. So it's a bit less plastic, a little bit less cost, and it feels a lot more natural just not to be putting all of those products on my hair. Number four, I've stopped buying shampoo in bottles. I've actually started using just 1 bar of coconut and olive oil soap that I get from Amazon. It smells gorgeous. And again, I tried using a soap, solid, like a solid soap shampoo a few years ago, and it just left my hair feeling like dried straw. But I've tried it again with this coconut and olive oil soap shampoo, and it just leaves my hair incredibly soft, and it smells gorgeous. I love the smell of coconut anyway. And I actually use 1 bar. So I hadn't really put this on the list, but I've got rid of body wash as well. So that 1 bar of soap is my hair shampoo, my face cleanser, and also my body wash. And it does everything, and it's just it doesn't come wrapped in plastic. It comes in a cardboard box, and I just love it. So yeah, bottled shampoo, so a little bit less plastic into the world as well. Number 5 is expensive skincare. I actually made the decision to stop buying expensive skincare a little while ago. I have paid ridiculous amounts of money for moisturizers, toners, scrubs, eye creams, you name it. I've had the massive drawer full of expensive skincare, and I now use 1 jar in a glass bottle of cold pressed extra virgin coconut oil. Again, there's a theme here. I love the smell of coconut, but that organic the extra virgin coconut oil is just beautiful. Now, I will put a caveat on this. I have quite dry skin. I think if you've got more oily skin, it might clog up the pores, but I've never been prone to things like blackheads or anything like that. And I just find that the coconut oil is so lovely on my skin, and it smells great, and it's lovely as a lip balm as well. I also use it now as my hand moisturizer and my body moisturizer. So I have 2 skincare products that do everything. It's my coconut and olive oil soap and my cold pressed extra virgin organic coconut oil. That's not easy to say, which is all of my moisturizing needs. Number 6, are ornaments. I can't think how many times we've been away on trips, on holiday, and we've gone into sort of souvenir shops, and we've come away with a memento of that holiday. And to be honest, even though they're not necessarily the tat, if you like, we've bought nice quality mementos, they're just still things that we don't need. And the idea that, well, you buy them because they remind you of the holiday. Do they really? I don't know how often I really look at things and think, oh, that reminds me so much of that holiday. I'd rather go back and watch a video that we took, or go back through some photographs, or head over to my other YouTube channel where I'm sharing our travels. Because that to me is a better way to have, you know, to remember those memories. Number 7, nail polish and acrylic nails. I've been getting my not very good nails done. I have very poor, weak, brittle nails naturally, and I have done pretty much all my life, and they got worse in my early 20s when I got pregnant with my daughter, and they never really recovered. I just don't have nice nails. So for the last probably 6 to 10 years, I can't even remember how long, I've had acrylic nails, and I go to my nail technician once a month, and she does the infills. And I know it's not meant to be great for your nails, but to be honest, my nails are no worse now that they're off than they were before I started having them done. But it's a faff to go and make an appointment. Just recently, probably about 2 months ago maybe, I missed my appointment, and I couldn't rebook because my lovely lady had gone on holiday and they weren't going to last long enough until she got back. And I thought, well, I could go and find somewhere else, or I could just take them off and see how I got on without any nail varnish. I'm not going and meeting clients anymore. I'm not delivering training in corporate environments anymore. And although we do still go dancing, a lot of the time what we're doing is being out in our camper van, hiking and walking and doing sort of outdoorsy things where, quite honestly, acrylic nails aren't necessary. So I've just made the decision to get rid of them. And because I've been having my nails done professionally for the last 8 years or so, I don't own any nail varnish. So I'm not going to be buying any more. One of the things I have done though is I've bought a nail strengthener that I paint on. It's just clear, just because they're so brittle. But yeah, that's nail varnish and acrylic nails. No more. They are no more. Number 8, magazines and newspapers. Now, I don't know how many people actually buy newspapers anymore. I don't necessarily read a lot of newspapers. But magazines, I used to get Cruise magazine, and my husband gets The Week magazine every week. And we've actually subscribed to an app called Readly. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm just telling you an app that I've used. And for $9.99 a month, we can have 5 different accounts. So I've got one, my husband's got one, my 2 children have got one, and we've got one spare. And that gives us access to all of the newspapers we might likely want to read, and all of the magazines. I can't believe how many different magazines you've got access to. So we like to read the camping and caravanning, well, camping and motorhoming magazines, and travel magazines, and National Geographic, and country magazines. I'm also quite keen to look at things like crafts. I quite like looking at things like home, what's the word I'm looking for? Home decoration, interior decoration, that's what I'm looking for. So we've got access to all of these magazines, and I have them on my iPad so they're easy to read. So I've ditched my subscription to Cruise magazine. Mark's ditched his subscription to The Week. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And the next thing we're giving up, that I'm giving up, buying, and I guess it's one of the benefits of being postmenopausal, I'm not going to buy sanitary products anymore. I don't need them, which is an absolute blessing. I'm just going to leave that there. But it's so nice not to have to go and spend money on these things that, quite honestly, I know it's probably controversial, but I don't think we should be, they shouldn't cost as much as they do. Anyway, that's a different subject, maybe another day. Number 10. I'm not a big jewellery fan. I don't wear lots and lots of jewellery. I have a few pairs of earrings. I don't buy expensive ones because I lose them. I have my wedding ring and my engagement ring, and I have a couple of dress rings that I wear. I do quite like a bit of sort of junk jewellery, you know, sort of costume jewellery. But I've got loads of it, and I don't wear half of it, if I'm honest. So I'm going to just keep a few key pieces that I might want to wear if I go dancing, but I'm not buying anymore. I am so done with buying jewellery, and I won't buy expensive jewellery anymore because I don't really get the wear out of it. It doesn't appeal to me. I know some people love jewellery. I never have. It doesn't bother me, but the costume jewellery, not going to buy that anymore. Number 11. Kitchen gadgets. Oh my God, we have got a kitchen full of kitchen gadgets, and there are a few that I absolutely love. I have a Ninja, what do they call it? Like a blender, a Ninja? I can't remember what it's called. That I do my smoothies and things in. That is brilliant. That's staying. Our twin basket air fryer, I will never get rid of that. I absolutely love it. But we've got things like pasta makers and like a potato masher thing. I'm sure it's got a proper name, but I don't know what it is. We picked up a juicer quite recently, and they just clutter the place up. We've got a lovely tagine that I never ever use. So I haven't yet, but I am going to clear out all of the gadgets in the kitchen that we don't use and get rid. And I'm not going to be buying any new ones, with the exception of replacing my Ninja blender and my air fryer if they ever stop working. But I looked in our utensil drawer the other day, and I swear to God, we had 5 garlic presses. 5 garlic presses. Why did we need 5? I've put 1 in the camper van, I've kept 1 in the drawer, the rest have gone. And we can just end up with so much stuff, and you have to really think, how often do you use it? Number 12, gift shop shiny stuff. Now, I hope this makes sense to you, but again, I guess it kind of comes with the ornaments and things as well. But I have a tendency to, if I go somewhere and they've got lovely gift shops, I'll buy stuff. Normally it's usable stuff. It's not like an ornament. Normally it is a piece of costume jewellery, or maybe a mug to remind us of the place, or it might be a scarf or something. But I end up with a whole load of stuff because it's shiny and it looks lovely, and in that moment I think, oh, it'd be so nice to have. So I'm going to try to use the 1 in, 1 out rule. So if I buy a new scarf, a scarf has to go. I have a lot of scarves. But also, is this a want or a need? Because it's very easy to look at a shiny thing and think, oh, I want that. But do I really need it? This is a real culture change for me, I have to say, to be this intentional about what I'm going to be buying. But yeah, do I want it or do I need it? If the answer is a want, I think at least for the next year, I'm going to try and say no. I don't. If it's not a need, I don't want to have it. And number 13, a new dress for special occasions. I've got wardrobes full of dresses that are lovely, but there's still this sort of pressure, isn't there, to buy a new dress for a special occasion, instead of looking back and looking at your wardrobe and thinking, have I got anything in here that will be just right for this occasion? And the chances are that I do. And I did this at Christmas, actually. We didn't have a huge amount of events to attend, but we did have a Christmas party, and we did in November go away on a dance break where every evening was kind of getting dressed up. And in the past, I'd have wanted something new to wear. And this time I didn't. I went back through my wardrobe and pulled out a few things and thought, okay, what am I going to give a go? So I tried a few things on, and because I haven't worn them for quite some time, they felt like they were new anyway. So I am not going to be buying any clothes over the next 12 months, other than perhaps outdoors type clothes. But dresses and dressing up clothes, not dressing up costumes, but dressy clothes, I know I've already got plenty. I don't need any more. So they are off the shopping list for at least the next 12 months. Number 14, I beg your pardon, number 14, are regular meals out. Now, Mark and I have, over the last 10 years or so, regularly eaten out at restaurants. It was, for a long time, a weekly ritual. We would go dancing, and after our dancing, we would go for dinner. And we enjoyed it, without a doubt, but we could easily spend 60, 80, even £100 on a meal for two, and, you know, a bottle of wine between us. So apart from the fact that it's quite a waste of money, really, we also found we got bored. We actually got bored eating out so regularly. So I'm not saying we're never going to eat out again, but that regular kind of weekly ritual of going out for dinner, we haven't done it really for a few months anyway, and we've not really missed it. And what it means is, when we do decide to go out for dinner, it's a real treat, because it stopped being a treat. When you do something all of the time and it becomes routine, it loses some of that specialness. So now when we eat out, it feels much more like a special occasion. I'll pull out one of my existing dresses to go out in, rather than buying anything new. But yes, regular meals out, they're going this year. And the final one of this 15 is social media. So social media has been a massive part of my life for the last, 15, 20 years maybe. I'm kind of losing track of time. Probably starting pre-Facebook. Does anybody remember Friends Reunited? I think that was the first kind of social media that I kind of got into. But I think probably Facebook I've been, 2005, 2006, I don't know when it came around, but I was quite an early adopter, and it's been a big part of my life for many, many years. It's certainly been a big part of my business for the past 7 years. And I've literally, in the last couple of weeks, I've taken Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of the social media apps off my phone. I've not closed any of my accounts, but I've taken them off my phone, and even on my computer and my laptop, I've turned off all notifications, so I'm not seeing any of those social media platforms popping up in my, on my phone, and it's been really quite liberating. The exception is YouTube. I love YouTube, and it's a massive part of my entertainment, and I love YouTube. So I won't be getting rid of YouTube off my phone or off my computers. But the other social media apps have gone, even to the point where I have told my Facebook group, Generation Exceptional, that I won't be posting anything in there. Again, I haven't closed the group. This is a not now, not necessarily a never again. But I'm actually really enjoying going to my phone and not seeing all those little red dots and feeling the need to kind of spend ages looking through social media. So they're my first 15. There is a part 2. I've got a whole load of others to add. I could probably come up with a heck of a lot more than 30, as I'm trying to simplify and minimize my life. The whole minimalist thing has never appealed to me before, but it is starting to now. And I don't know whether a little bit of this is now having our camper van. We've had to really kind of think about, how do we live with less stuff when we go away, which has been a bit of an eye-opener. But it's amazing how much you realise that you just don't need stuff when you look at how much you've got and you think, blimey, how much money have I wasted on all of this stuff? And going through my bedroom and having a clear out and finding things, also in the kitchen, finding things that I haven't used for years, but it's just there, taking up space, and it's not necessary. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on kind of simplifying and minimalising your life? What things maybe are you looking to cut out or get rid of or stop buying in 2025? Let me know, what are your thoughts on minimalising your life? Is it something that appeals, or do you just not get it? Do you think, no, I love my stuff and I want to keep all of my stuff? Because there's no right or wrong, is there? We're all entitled to be the way we want to be. So let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this, please do consider giving me a subscribe and a thumbs up. I would appreciate that so much. And it's actually the 31st of December today when I'm recording this. So if you're watching this just as it's coming out, happy New Year, and here's to a very, very happy 2025. I'll talk to you again soon.